Brian, thanks for joining us in the Week in Golf.
My pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this new partnership that the PGA has agreed to with MSL?
Yeah, look, it's a strategic partnership we've entered into on initially on 2 or 3 projects, but we hope will evolve into even more exciting opportunities down the track. First up, we're going to be working on a number of technology improvements to our existing business. We're going to be entering into some cross-promotion of products. We'll be promoting the course directory from MSL and they'll be promoting PGA Finder Pro. In time, we'll be working with MSL on its loyalty platforms and hoping that we can promote the benefits and products that PGA members are best at, and one of which is golf lessons.
And Brian, how will the partnership assist the PGA in achieving its vision and goals?
Well, I think PGA and our members benefit obviously from the health of the game and growing the game, and what MSL is doing is seeking to grow the game in a whole range of areas, and we're wanting to see that growth, and so we're partnering up with them not only just for the game's sake, but also for the benefit of our members. You know, the more golfers who have green fees, hire carts, and take lessons from our members, the better off that is. But just not only for the industry, but also for the membership itself.
Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the strategic opportunities you see for the PGA over the next year?
Look, the PGA's priorities are very aligned with the industry. You know, we want to see people going back to clubs, becoming members. We want to see social golfers playing more often. We want to see golfers playing better. But we've got a whole range of other priorities. We've got part of our business is in the tournament space. We've got priorities for working with our other industry bodies to unite the industry. And particularly at the moment, one of our big projects is to try and get some federal funding for the Home of Golf project, which we're working on in conjunction with Golf Australia and Golf Victoria. And we were delighted that the Victorian opposition, who are now the Victorian government, were prepared to commit $10 million. Daniel Andrews made that announcement a few weeks ago, so that's a great project in its own right.
So we're here today at Woodlands Golf Club. It's round 3 of the Victorian series of the Race to Bonville. The PGA has just come on board and announced it's going to endorse the race series. What's got you excited about it? We're
delighted to endorse it. We're going to be offering some pathway products. We've committed that the winner of the race series will get a spot in the PGA Pro-Am at Royal Pines next year. So that's a good benefit in the first place. But we like to see events like the race series grow, more opportunities for more golfers to play and organise events. We of course also run the Holden Scramble, which is a major event, different format to the race series. It's a team event. But we're delighted to see events like the race series growing, and we're getting on board with MSL in that regard.
And how do you see the race series fitting in with some of your other tournaments?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, in some ways, the PGA is an event company. We deliver over 400 Holden Scramble events every year, including regional finals and national finals. In conjunction with clubs, we are heavily involved in delivering the Pro-Ams that take place right around the country, and again there's something in excess of 300 of those. 70 Legends events. We of course also run the PGA Tour of Australasia. So the race series I think at the moment is 28 events. We'd like to see that grow to 50. And we're also looking at new events. We're looking at a shorter form game, a social league game, which we are doing some piloting of in the next few months, and that's something which we'll roll out. Again, a shorter form, 90 minutes, and big hole golf as well. So that's a pilot product at the moment, but the more of these offerings that are available for the golfers, the more they'll come back to the golf club, to green grass facilities, the more they'll spend on merchandise and green fees, the more lessons they'll take, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely, it's an exciting time for golf.
It is an exciting time for golf. I'm really pumped by the fact that we've got traction, particularly on this Home of Golf, with $10 million committed by Daniel Andrews. To my knowledge, it's the first and most substantial grant that any government has given golf in living memory. We hope that it'll be matched by the federal government. That's what we're going to be working on very hard in the next period of time. And when we can build this administrative headquarters with a high performance area, centre of excellence, we'll be bringing the bodies of Golf Australia, PGA and Golf Victoria all under the one roof, and that'll lead to better ways of working, efficiencies, talking more often, and progressively uniting the industry.
How do you assess the strength of golf in Australia compared to other markets? And where do you see the strengths and weaknesses?
Around the world, there are pressure points on golf. The amount of time that it takes to play is often used as a reason why memberships are declining. Alternative forms of entertainment and so forth. But whilst there's some negatives, I was talking to somebody recently who was saying, look at a similar event, which is a global event, tennis. There's one Australian tennis player in the top 100 in the world. Australia has got 6 golfers in the top 50 in the world. So we're punching above our weight, we're producing great golfers. That comes from great tuition from PGA professionals in the main. And having those guys plying their trade on the great tours of the world is a beacon for golf, and they're the inspiration for guys coming through. So there's a bit of negativity that memberships are declining a little, but we are actually seeing competition rounds going up. So that's saying that members of clubs are playing more often. That's a good thing. Look, there are a lot of other statistics around that suggest that we're in reasonable shape compared to other markets, other countries.
The game is somewhat fragmented at an organisational level. What needs to be done to foster better cooperation between the associations?
Yeah, look, I think there's a number of things. We're already working with Golf Australia, the PGA and Golf Australia on the MyGolf joint venture, where we've folded our assets together. We're working really effectively on that. We've also been talking about some other areas. Coach education is another area that the PGA is working more closely with Golf Australia. We've got a few other initiatives which we're not ready to announce yet, but will be a tangible demonstration of working together. We've got the Australian Golf Industry Council, of course, which is a body that brings together Golf Australia, PGA, the general managers, the superintendents. I'm the chairman of that body, just recently appointed, and we've got a lot of really good plans there to do some concrete activities and projects that bring us tighter together. Ultimately, though, the best of those will happen once we're working under the same roof.
You previously worked for the ARU. What do you think Australian golf can learn from other sports? And what does golf do better than other sports?
Look, every sport is different, and I don't want to speak about other sports. I'm here to talk about golf. But every sport has commonalities as well. We've all got participants, we've all got fans, we've all got members, we've all got professional athletes, and we've all got events of one shape or form. We've all got broadcasters, sponsors, athletes, the whole. We've each got differences though. One of the things that I'd love to have with golf is a product that could be played in prime time at night, because that's when television companies start paying serious rights fees. But that's just something that's different. We've got a global footprint which is second to none in terms of the reach of our products and our tournaments, for example. One of the things that Fiji was excited about when it took on Fiji International is we've got broadcasts going to over 30 countries with 300 million potential reach. That's an example of where we've got a point of difference to others. So it'll take me a long time to talk about all of those, but we're comfortable in our own skin. We've got great assets. We're right across Australia, north, south, east and west, which you can't say for some other sports. We've got an international and global footprint. We've got over 1 million people who play the event. We've got 1,600 golf courses, 2,700 PGA professionals working out in the field. So we've got an incredible set of assets, and working together across the industry, we can make it even better.
We've got the PGA Championship coming up. You must be excited. How do you think the new layout is going to test the golfers?
Yeah, look, I think so. It's very different to what it was. Some people call the previous course bland and uninteresting, but this has certainly got some excitement in there. I know that Adam Scott played it just in the last couple of days and is very impressed with the work. We've done 9 holes this year, and the other 9 holes will be done next year. So the whole project will be finished by the time we play the 2015 PGA Championship. It's a lot of stadium features and elevation where fans will be able to watch the action. And the bunkers particularly are much more in play. The greens are more challenging. So the proof will be in the pudding next week and the feedback we get from all the players. But feedback so far has been very, very good.
And I understand you've got some great local initiatives planned to get more people to the golf.
Yeah, we've had a program called Road to the PGA, which we've been working with clubs in southeast Queensland, northern New South Wales, just to try and get some excitement building for the tournament, people coming along. We've got Purple Day on the Friday of the PGA Championship this year. Last year we had Wear Green for Adam Day, and everybody came out. And that just added some great colour and fun to the tournament. This year we've worked with a charity around pancreatic cancer, and the call out is to everybody to wear purple on Friday. In conjunction with Woolworths and Coca-Cola, the Avner Namani Pancreatic Cancer Foundation is our charity. So we're looking forward to Friday and Purple Day. Beyond that, we've got a lot of other initiatives. It's a very different championship in terms of the activation and the fan centre. So and we think it'll go to bigger and greater heights once the golf course is finished next year.
And you've got Adam Scott back to defend this year. How do you rate his chances? Is he going to retain the title come Sunday?
Well, I think Adam's going to be very hungry this week. You know, last year he picked up the PGA, the Masters, the World Cup, and he just missed out in the Australian Open. And this year he hasn't had the same fortune with the Masters or the Australian Open, so I think he's going to be hungry. He'd like to go back to back with the PGA champ, so we'll see. But it's a strong field. There's plenty of other great golfers. Internationally, we've got Boo Weekley and Scott Stallings, Brendan de Jong, and then you've got tour winners in the form of John Senden, Steve Bowditch, and then a whole range of other great Australian golfers, Allenby, Chalmers, just to name a few.
Would you consider moving the event to January to avoid a clash with the wraparound PGA Tour season?
Well, first off, the wraparound schedule only affected us last year because we had to play the PGA Championship in early November, and there were unique reasons why we had to do that. This December window, the first fortnight of December, is usually pretty good for being able to source players. The Australian Open last week had Jordan. We probably could have got Ricky back this year as well, but there was an alternative for him in Asia, which is what he chose to do. So I'm not necessarily convinced that the wraparound schedule means we need to move to the first quarter. But having said that, we're always keeping options open. The great thing about the PGA Championship, though, in some ways, it's got a heritage. It's got a heritage of 105, 110 years. But in the recent 10 years, it's had the heritage of the season-ending championship, the family tournament, the fun tournament, and there's a lot to be said for that. So we're not jumping on the bandwagon of moving it from its current schedule at the moment, and we're pretty confident and comfortable with where it is.
Brian, thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Very welcome.
Cheers.